And then on this last mile, we see this guy in the middle of the road, like, help me, like, stop. He's in the middle of the freeway, like, trying to get someone to stop.
The story behind this, I think, is beyond this creation.
You know, our motto is "This rock chose you," and it's really, you know, this life chose us.
It did.
Yeah. In all of that uncertainty, you just allowed yourself to listen. It was listening to yourself.
Yes.
And you went to this beautiful mountain.
Yes.
But along the way, you allowed, I think that the universe, God, whatever you want to believe, but there's these signs and these synchronicities that point you along the way.
Yeah.
An old woman in the mountain telling you what to do next, or somebody waving you down literally on the side of the street.
We only decided to go to this last waterfall because an older black woman stopped us, and she was basically like, "Oh my gosh,
like, what are y'all doing up here?"
And she stopped us, and she was like, "I want to make sure you guys go take these girls to this last waterfall." She's like, "It's a little distance, it's 2 hours away, but it's worth it. Like, trust me, it's worth it. You have to go." So we were like, "Oh goodness."
Okay, now we have to go.
Now we have to go.
Now
we have
it's
to go.
You're right.
Because she came out like the angel, like
she did out of nowhere.
And you know, like a message. You have to go.
We were like, go. And then on this last mile, we see this guy in the middle of the road, like, help me, like, stop. He's in the middle of the freeway, like, trying to get someone to stop. And then we passed him, and we were like, you think we should stop? Like, maybe I need to stop. He looks like he needs help. And so we turned around and, you know, and stopped, and he was like, you know, shaking, like, please call 911. You know, I hit a deer.
Are you okay? And his
I totaled my car.
Mangled.
I totaled my car, and I can't get any reception. I've been trying to
He's
call.
Like, nobody
please help me. Please help me.
And it's hot out because it's like
100 degrees at least.
June,
Right.
Like, it's hot.
It was hot, and he was sweated out. No food, no water, no nothing. He was like in desperate, you know, need of help. So we were like, oh, okay, well, obviously we're gonna black mom you. Get in the car.
Yeah.
Like
we've got hummus.
We got 3 coolers.
Yeah.
We have snacks. You're good. You're good with us.
Cases of water in the back.
We'll call AAA. We got you. You know, and the girls are in their swimming suits, like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing.
The waterfall. We're like, no, like we're helping somebody.
Help someone today. And so it took 8 hours to get a tow.
We end up, like, because we're in the middle of nowhere.
Literally.
So we end up, like, driving to where we can get reception, and, you know, AAA is like, well, he can't get in the car with us. You know, like, we'll come and get the car. He has to stay with the car. You know, but he can't get in the car with us. We're like, well, we can't just drop him back off.
Yeah.
Like,
When are we going to leave him in the middle of the forest and just go swimming?
It's crazy. Right. Yeah, like, oh yeah, now we're going to go enjoy our day. You know, so we were like, okay, you look like you need a drink. We're like, let's go to the gas station. We got some, like, ice cream for the girl. Got a bottle of wine for him.
We're like, we're going to be here all day. We're gonna have some wine, and this is what we do.
We're just going to hang out.
Yeah.
And so we went back and we sat there and just waited for AAA to come. And, you know, we called his wife, and he was in the middle of a road trip. So he was 3 hours from home. And, you know, and so he's like, I don't know anybody. He's like, I can call somebody to pick me up, but it's going to take him like 3 hours to get here. And so we're like, well, we'll wait with you, or at least until you get the car, you know, like, and then we'll take you to like a restaurant or something like that. So we ended up hanging out with him. Pretty much, it was like 7-8 hours.
Wow.
And he, you know, he was like, you know, I'm so thankful. And, you know, and throughout the course of the day, it's like, oh, what do you do? What do you do? And we're like, oh, you know, like, we're event planners.
We do
and we're like out of work, we're recharging, and we're here with our crystals, because we're like these, you know, crystal girls from LA. And he's like, oh,
crystals?
You guys like crystals? We're like, yeah, you know, like,
look at our collection.
Like, we've got them charging, like our like cute little pieces of like clear quartz.
And he was like, oh, cute.
And he's like, oh, and so he's like, so he pulls out his phone, and he's like, I like happen to be like, you know, a mineral collector, and he's like, and I'm an owner in 2 crystal mines, and we're like, what?
You enjoying this so far? Did you forget to subscribe? Make sure to do so. Takes 2 seconds. Just press that little button. Red one, you know the one. Just press it, little like. All right, enjoy the rest of this content.
He was like, well, I went mining one day, and he was like, and I decided I had to buy the mountain.
Yeah, he was like,
it was the most fascinating thing I've ever done in my life, and I had to buy. He was like, I realized it was the only time I was like actually happy was pulling these things out of the earth.
we get a box in the mail from him. We each get a box, and it's like these beautiful crystals,
Specimen.
beautiful
Specimen.
smoky quartz.
Wow.
He was like, and you guys should come mining sometime. We're like, yeah, all right, sure.
Let us know when.
Like, people just say, let's do lunch. Yeah, let's go mining. Like, kind of overnight, we came up with the brand.
Because I rock.
And we were like, let's come up with a
Overnight.
name and let's do some boxes because we're, that's what we're good at. We're good at packaging and we're good at marketing and, and that's like our thing.
And
we
this
didn't
is
know a
like
thing about crystals.
an event in a box,
Yeah, that's
it's like a whole experience.
Exactly.
It's like you can't go to events half the time anymore.
Without
and
We need to do something interactive.
Yeah, it's like a virtual experience.
And so we got together and we were like, let's send it to Dear Mark. By the way, we call him Dear Mark because he hit a deer.
Yeah.
We had to meet the miners at the bottom of this hill.
And all of our friends were like, so you picked up a guy on the side of the road in Mount Shasta, and now him and his mining
you
friends
guys are like going to go meet off the
he
side of the
invited
road
you
somewhere.
to go mining.
Okay, just
And they're
keep
like,
us.
just like, can you GPS us
Yeah.
on your phone? Like, we need to know.
keep
Share
Yeah.
your location.
Yeah,
Everybody was like, okay, this is all very
hope
strange.
you make it. We're like, we'll live stream. How about that?
Yeah. So then we get to the bottom of this
And it's
hill.
a whole bunch of miners at the bottom
and
of the
they're
hill.
like miners, like typical with the beards and the and the brat and the bra and like we're crystal girls. We had no idea.
She had ordered some hats, some
hard hats.
Oh, we had our own hard
hats.
hats.
Wow.
So you realize like you're part of history when you're up there and you're like, oh my goodness, like I'm about to experience something like life changing.
And something that most people never experience.
Yeah, like ever.
And we realized, and we said that when we were growing
like,
up, and
oh
now
my
we were
God,
like, we're
we're
gonna calm down, change
Yeah.
people.
You ladies had your industry taken away overnight.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And at least in Los Angeles, it is the industry that was the last to even come back. Right? But during this period of time, you lose your source of income, you lose all of this, you have to raise your kids at home without, then now occupy them while they're taken away from school and that interactiveness and being stir crazy. In all of that uncertainty, you just allowed yourself to listen.
Yes.
And then it led
That's what we
you,
say.
it led you to where you need to be. And just like
Yes.
Dear Mark, which he must have been successful in his own right prior, but he went mining for the first time, and then he bought a whole mountain because he realized this is where you need, and you went up, and then you started a whole career and product line and experience that's going to probably lead into so much more. I have a feeling as it continues. It's already blossomed from this box kit to now expeditions to who knows where and what else it leads to.
And it changed
him.
him.
Oh, look at that.
Look at her.
She's pretty.
Isn't she beautiful?
Isn't that fascinating how it's like
And
we're
look
all
at
in
the
the
like-
same place,
cool,
but
and
then
they're
you're like,
totally
wow.
And look at the difference.
They're totally different, but from the same mine. That's the best part.
Wow.
They're all such beauties. They're all treasures. But, and thinking about how it's been such a life-changing experience, it changed Mark, too. He has been forever changed, and he tells us all
and
the time.
everyone around us.
Yes.
I mean, it's like we continue. Our motto is "This rock chose you," and it's really, this life chose us.
It did.
Yeah.
We didn't. It's like people. In some ways, it's like we stumbled upon it. No, it was like this is exactly the path that we
This is
needed
where
to
we
be.
were supposed to be.
And like you said, there's signs that continue to happen, like going mining on 10/10/2020.
Right.
Like there's signs that continue to happen
Yeah.
that have shown us, like coming here to, the way we met. It's like coming here, and then it's like now we get the opportunity to help promote this. And so we just keep listening to the signs,
We do.
and not being inhibited by them and just kind of moving forward. We're like, oh, what's going to happen today?
And and my motto in my life is always when the door opens wide, you just have to walk through it.
You just gotta go.
You just have to walk
Yeah.
through it.
Yeah.
And these doors just swung open. And so we're like, you know what? We're miners now, apparently.
Yeah, we're like, guess what we do? We're
This is
miners.
what we do
and
now.
we do every, like our whole thing is a new way to crystal. We do like
Right.
events and we do expeditions and we do, we have an e-commerce store. Every time we do these, the crystal cleansing parties or or like just even bring it out in the backyard. It's like never the person that you think it's gonna be, but somebody always cries.
Always.
And
always tears.
I mean, like really, and we're like, oh my God, and then we start crying. And we're like,
it's an emotional, because it becomes
this like whole emotional
experience.
exchange.
And you realize like these rocks, these crystals,
they're powerful.
You know, they have power.
They're very powerful.
If you like this content, make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment below. And we also have amazing link right there for some cool product. I know you want to check it out. I know you want to click it. Go ahead. Come on. You can do it. All right, until next time, have a beautiful, blessed day.